our debt achieves an unbearable level, 2,148 billion euros. Every year, ladies and gentlemen, every year, France spends 42 billion euros to pay back the interest, 42 billion is more than what we spend on our national defense. It's 5 times the budget of the justice system. This debt puts us at the mercy of the financial markets, which doesn't seem to pose many problems to many people, whose volatility determine our future. If a new crisis were to occur, we wouldn't have any room for maneuver. If interest rates increase by 1 point, and they will increase sooner or later, it's the equivalent of the budget of higher education that will disappear in smoke. And yet, we continue to spend more than our revenues. I'm not in terms of percentage of GDP. We have put people to sleep with those figures. The truth is that when our German neighbors tax 100 euros and spend 98, we tax 117 and we expend 125 euros. Who can think that this can continue like that? Ladies and gentlemen, under the scrutiny of the French, we are dancing on a volcano. Some are continuing to deny the reality. How many times can we deny the truth and apply for the Nobel Prize or whatever? There is a French addiction to public expenditure. Like all addictions, it will not solve the problems that it is supposed to put an end to. And like all addiction, it will call for willpower and courage to disintoxicate ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, the members of Parliament, the French don't believe in simplistic situations, be it the exiting from the euro or cancelling our debt. Our European partners have made a big effort to reduce their expenditure after the financial crisis, except us. They know it's unworthy to ask their children, the next generations, to pay for what we can't even afford to ourselves today. My objective is to reduce the public deficit below 3% of GDP before the end of 2017, and 3 simple rules: to reduce the tax pressure by 1 point of GDP, to reduce public expenditure by 3%, and by giving more visibility to all the economic agents, economic players. I want to reassure our fellow citizens, taxpayers will not be the adjusting variable of the budget. On the contrary, taxes will drop by 20 billion euros by 2022. We cannot be the champions of public expenditure and the champions of taxation. Public expenditures, we have an ambitious goal: stabilize it, and to make sure that it is stable in 2018, excluding inflation. We will not spend more in 2018 than in 2017. All the other states have done this. All the other states have done this in Europe. All the other states have done so for a long time, in fact. And some of them have even reduced their expenditure. But this has been done only once in France, and it was partly done for cyclical reasons. The truth, let's tell the truth to the French. To achieve our objectives in terms of public expenditure, we will have to use 3 levers. Stop inflation of the payroll, the public sector payroll, which accounts for 1/4 of our public expenditure.